Okay. I'm over in the village that we repopulated as part of the How to Repopulate Your Village how-to. I don't think they're paying me the due respect that I've earned by bringing them back from the dead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a giant statue of myself that they can worship at their leisure. So basically, this episode is building an avatar statue. And I would imagine it takes a little while to build, so I may fast forward quite a lot of it. I've chosen this little outcropping here because it's nicely equidistant between the two villages. Both of them can make the pilgrimage to worship me. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to be able to have a critical look at your skin. So just have a little check that it's doable, basically. Because you can make it out of blocks, but the one thing I will say is that quite often the avatars they don't exactly conform to the blocks. So sometimes they'll be coloured on one side but not on the other. It kind of helps if you can build with a friend, just because they can get a bit closer than you can. So you can play with the camera angles, like so, and you can get a pretty good idea of what goes where. But it is just a little bit more helpful if you've got a friend who can help you out. And what I'm gonna do is I know that my shoes are white. What I'm gonna use actually. The best thing to use used to be the coloured wool, but as we all know, if there's a lightning storm, that sets on fire. However, since Title Update 19, there are some handy-dandy stained clay blocks, which give you all the good colours of wool, but none of the hassle of flaming statues, because that does not provoke worship. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop inside and sleep, because I want to do this during the day. Sleep, please. Good. If you don't recognise where I'm sleeping, it is my sample dome, my super duper dome from the How to Build a Dome how-to. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's wonderful. We built that one over there. But for now, back to statues. Okay, it's pretty simple. Let's actually get started instead of wittering on Claire. 3 minutes into the video and I've said nothing of any importance. Here we go then, first important step. The basic dimensions of your statue are 8 wide by 4 deep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to make a rectangle that is 8 wide by 4 deep. That's your 2 legs. Your legs are 4 by 4. So I think I have 2. And then again, this is where it's helpful to have someone to be able to look at you. Or if you can find a screenshot of your skin online somewhere, you can always have that up as reference as well. So I think that is my feet. I think my feet are too deep. And then it looks like I've got one of pink on each side and it goes up in a triangle. So then let's go up with that. You'll probably find, I will fast forward through bits of this because I'm pretty sure you don't need to see every block I put down. And by that I don't mean every block that I place. Obviously you want to see every block that I place. What you don't need to hear is me wittering on all the time. So that looks, yes, like 1 and then 1 and then 1 and then 2. There's quite a lot of back and forwarding with this. Okay, I think that is how my front goes. Looks about right. Let's look at myself from the back. And the back is 1 across all the way. That makes life easier actually, because that means for the back we can just go straight across. Okay. Hello, it's me. I think I need 5 white above that. I think legs tend to be about 11 high. And luckily my skin is fairly straightforward. I'm wearing a long white dress. So to get to the waist I just need to do white all the way around. All the way up to that level. Up to waist height. Whee! It's best not to rush when you're doing these. Particularly if you've got a skin with a bit more detail than mine has. Mine will get trickier as we do the top, because, you know, crown jewels and all that jazz. But yeah, just take your time and critically look at it, and even when you're taking your time, it doesn't take that long. Okay, that is my legs up to my waist. So then let's have a look, see what's going on. So that looks like I've got a sash starting on this side that's 3 high, and then we're staggering it across. So let's grab the purple. We're going to go 3 high. I don't know why I'm in third person. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to stagger it and go 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and I know it goes up to the opposite shoulder, so I think I'm just going to go until it's level. Does that look level? One more. So this is the way I prefer to do it. If you look for the details first and try and get your details right, yeah, that looks about right. So once it's level, it then goes up another 2, and then we will replace the ones that we need with the yellow and the red. Oh, let me turn around so I'm actually, oh, not inside my own head. That was weird. Let's not do that again. Luckily, my husband has just come in. I'm looking to see whether he can help me. Can you help me look at myself so I can build a me? Yeah, and then let me look at myself. There I am. Thank you. Okay, so, like I was saying, if you can find someone to come and look at you, that makes life a lot easier. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my next one starts with a yellow and then a red. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so this needs to be yellow and then red. Purple, and then 2 diagonal yellow, and then 2 diagonal red. Purple, and then 2 diagonal yellow. So that looks like I'm actually sticking out a little bit more than I was anticipating. 2 diagonal yellow, 2 diagonal red. Does that look right? That looks pretty right. And then the purple straight up. And it looks like I've got a yellow necklace with 2 little red bits. Shiny, 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 shiny. Let's get some gold in there and some rubles. Rubies. Not rubles. We don't deal with rubles here. What else have we got? Shiny, shiny. Shiny grey. And some skin. For the cape. So yeah, this is the best way I've found to do it. If you do all the detail work first and block out where things are supposed to be and then go back and fill in the gaps, just makes life a little bit easier. So we've got red, 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 fill in all the gaps, do the top barding, make sure I've got my very important little bit of sash, and fill all the rest of it in with red. Like, I know everything that's left now that I haven't done must be white, so I can just cruise on round, do white everywhere. So this is the legs and the main part of the body, the torso. As soon as you get up to the shoulders, we can do the arms. And then the head, always leave to last. It comes out too at the front and the back, so it's a slightly different shape from the rest of the body, so you just need to be a little bit careful once you get to the head. But for now, let's just cruise on up. Let's get the arms in place, and then we'll think about the head. One step at a time. Okay, arms are 4 by 4, so 4 wide by 4 long, and then they are the same length as to your waist. So I usually start the shoulder and build down until I get to waist level. If we just have a little look, it looks like I've got 2, 2, 2, 2. It doesn't look too bad actually. Sometimes the sides of the arms are really different from the fronts of the arms. But this actually looks pretty manageable. So if I do the back first, got 1 red, 2 yellow, 2 grey. When I say let's do the back first and then go straight to the front, you're allowed to call me an idiot. So 1 red, 2 yellow, 2 grey. And then it was skin coloured, and it must only be 1 because I know the arms are 4 wide, which means that must be 2. And I think it's the same on the other side. Da, 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 da. Right, let's go and have I can't have a quick little nap. My little look at me bunny can't come and sleep with me. Okay, we'll just plough on through the night like brave soldiers. So, I know that the sleeves are 2 across, and then they do a little droopy thing at the sides. And let's have a look. That looks about right. So that's the sleeves roughed in. So then I know everything else on my arms is pink or skin coloured. It just goes down to waist level, so to the bottom grey, and build out. And then I know that I just have to fill that in with pink all the way up both sides, and that is my arms, and I can repeat them on both sides. What I'm going to do with this arm is slightly different. I'm just going to come out a little bit instead And all I'm going to do is I'm going to have my arm coming out, and I'm just going to hold a torch with it, just because I always think it looks a bit nicer when statues are holding something. So I'm just going to build back, make sure that the end of the arm is 4x4, go all the way back level with the back of the body, fill all of that in with pink, and then I'm going to use oak wood and netherrack to make my torch. So stick up from the fist on that side and down with a bit of a light. Perfect. Okay, onto the head. Heads are usually 8x8, but if your avatar's got a hat, it might be a little bit different. So looking at my face here, I can see it's 2 pink for the bottom, then the eyes, then 2 pink to the edge of the crown. So I can probably do that without too much worry. So look, if you look at the corner of my hair, this is one of those situations where you have to make a choice between pink and yellow, because it's pink at the top corner of my eye, it's pink on one facet, yellow on the other. So I think I'm going to go pink, but you will occasionally have to make choices like that. So if I do the front of my face, and then we can pick up from there. Because it's 8x8 and the body's only 6 wide, 4 wide, you do need to come out at the front. So if you choose the middle 8, which should line up with your torso, and then come out 2 further than that. So this that I'm doing now would be my chin, and you need to do the same on the back, but with whatever colour, obviously. Let's stick my baby blues in there. For the sake of my hair, I'm just going to assume that it's diagonal, which to be fair is going to be close enough. Once you've done that, I know that the rest of that is all hair until I start the crown, so I can fill the gaps in with either pink or yellow accordingly. One thing I would do before you start thinking about putting the head on is, this is going to spawn monsters inside like nobody's business, because it's going to be dark and it's going to be protected, and you're basically going to end up with a giant statue full of monsters unless you fill it with something. You can fill it with water or whatever, but it's just as easy to just make sure that you've got plenty of torches, basically just around and about generally. So just take a second to pop some torches around the place. It does look like she's got a particularly nasty plague now, so that has reduced the chance of that becoming one giant monster spawner. We've messed about with the graphics slightly on this, so the blocks on the hat are slightly wider than the blocks on the head. So again, this is one of those situations where you might have to make a decision. You're either going to have to go 1 block wider on the hat, so it oversets the head all the way around, or just go the same height as the head, because if you look, the hat's pretty obviously only 8 blocks wide. So I'm going to actually go with 8 blocks wide, so the hat's going to be exactly the same size as the head, but it should still look pretty accurate. And happily the hat's the same on all 4 sides. I keep saying hat. My delightful crown is the same on all 4 sides, so I can just cruise on around pretty much and make sure it's symmetrical. So a nice little bit of white fur trim, and then some nice regal purple. Okay, so as you can see, if I just back up a bit, that is me. If I just change my viewing angle. Yay! Pretty accurate. Pretty damn accurate. If I go and have a look at the back. Yep, that's me as well. I may have gone slightly too deep with the yellow on the cloak at the bottom, but I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty accurate. It's recognisably me, so now all of my villagers can cower in worship with songs of praise, and not cower in terror at all, because that would be bad. Yes, bad. Bad. So, if you're taking anything away from this video, one is it's helpful to split screen with yourself, just so you've got a point of reference, or have a static image of you on something else that you can refer back to. 2 is the measurements. So the legs are 4 deep and 8 wide, because they're 4x4 each, and they are 11 high. And then the torso is 8x4, so you just continue straight up from the legs, and the torso is 12 high. And then the arms are 4x4, and they're the same length as the torso, so they are 12 blocks up and down. So 4x4 by 12. And then the head, once you get up to your shoulder level, the head is 8x8, by 8 actually, it's usually a cube. So it's 8 deep, 8 wide, and usually 8 high, unless you've got a hat. So hopefully you can now build your very own avatar statue.
That's it for this episode. That was Minecraft How To. I'm Claire for the Angels. If you liked this video, please like, share and comment. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr or Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching!